That is sexy. Hello boys and girls, how are we doing? Are you well? Now, as we said, I do enjoy a nice big fat meaty sausage, particularly Italian ones. These suckers here, they're really, really, really nice. You might be thinking, Adam, they're really expensive. They're from Marks and Spencer's. What in the cost of living crisis are you doing? And yes, they're a bit more expensive than the cheapo ones, but they give back a lot of flavour. There's lots of stuff in there already, like there's garlic, there's fennel, red wine. So it means you're not gonna have to add loads of other stuff to the dish to make it tasty. It's already done for you. So that's what I'm gonna do with them. I'm gonna do an Italian style sausage tray bake, and for a bonus recipe, I'm gonna show you how to make garlic bread. Not that flipping crappy stuff you get from the shop that's like got hardly any garlic butter on at all and just tastes like. But look, remember to do the usual thing, like, share, subscribe, thank you very much. Share these recipes to your friends and family, and crucially, the people in need. And this will feed 4 people, no problem. And with the garlic bread, you can probably stretch it to like 5 or 6. Or 2 greedy Adams. So here's the bulk of our ingredients for this tray bake. It's very, very simple. Apart from the garlic bread, which we'll make separately, but it's very, very simple. It's gonna come together nice and quickly. And the hardest part of this is doing the prep. So make sure you do all that first. Now you wanna dice up your peppers, get them sliced up however you want them. I'm gonna dice the onion into little petals, keeping them fairly chunky because if they're too thin, they're probably gonna catch and burn on the bottom of the pan. The courgette, I'm gonna slice those into rounds, but I'm gonna keep them separately because I'm gonna fry them off with the sausages first to get some colour on them. Cherry tomatoes, I'm gonna rinse them under the tap just to get rid of any nastiness, any bugs or dirt. The fresh basil, I'm just gonna tear that in at the end, just for some nice fresh herbage. And I will add some extra seasonings to it as we go along. All right, everything is sliced, diced and prepped. We are ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna put the oven on though, get that nice and hot, ready to go. Then I'm gonna get the pan onto a nice medium-high heat. The first thing I'm gonna do is get some colour on these sausages. You can do this in the oven, but as we all know, my oven is crap. And it just doesn't seem to brown stuff much, so I'm gonna start them off in here. We're not cooking them all the way through, because I'm gonna do that, finish that off in the oven. So just tend to them for a few minutes, get a nice sort of golden brown colour on those. Then once we've got some colour on them, we're gonna transfer them to a tray. Now I was gonna use my nice fancy new sort of pastel blue sheet pan, but it doesn't bloody flipping well fit in the oven, does it? So luckily, I've got this one instead. I'll probably use the blue one for like the thumbnail or something, but we'll get the sausages out of there. And keeping the pan on the heat, I'm gonna add a little bit of sort of rapeseed oil. You could use olive oil if you want. And then take your courgette slices. You might need to do this in batches, depends on the size of your pan. And just place them down in the pan. And the same as the sausages, we're just gonna get some colour on these. And when you fry off courgette like this, it just adds extra flavour. Just for a minute, get that nice sort of golden brown colour. That is flavour. And then once you've got some colour on your courgettes, add them with your sausages. And this could not be simpler now. I'm gonna add all our other veggies. Tomatoes as well. A good pinch of salt, because there's a lot of food there. Of course, plenty of pepper. And I'm also going to add a good few pinches of chilli flakes. What's the matter with you? Wants his supper, I bet. You could add all sorts to this if you want. Some oregano would be nice in that, but I haven't got any. A few good lashings of oil. It's going to help sort of bring it all together. And then take a device of your choice and just mix it all up. Just whack it in the oven, nice and hot. And that'll take, well, I'd say like 20-30 minutes to cook. The tomatoes are going to blister and release some juice. You want a little bit of crunch to the onions and pepper, and obviously until the sausages are cooked through. But whilst that's ticking over in the oven, we can get on and prep our garlic bread. First off, we need to make the butter to go in our garlic bread. I'm going to use 250 grams of unsalted butter, and it'll be enough garlic butter for 2 sort of baguettes this size. I'm only going to make 1 up today, because if I make 2, I've got to eat them, innit? And I think I'll struggle to get through 2 whole flipping baguettes. It should be room temperature, nice and soft. This isn't, so I'm going to struggle with this, I think. Next, I'm going to mince in 4 cloves of garlic. You want it minced, because really you don't want like huge chunks in there. And 4 cloves of garlic, it sounds like a lot. Well, you want it to taste like garlic, don't you? Because it's garlic bread. And of course, we need to add some parsley. And just take off like the really woody stalks. And I'm going to give this a quick rinse under the tap, just to get rid of any mud, dirt, and all that kind of stuff. And then give the parsley a good old chop. You want it really kind of fine. And just simply take your butter and add your parsley. Easy stuff. Good pinch of salt, cracked black pepper, And if your butter's soft enough, you'll be able to just do this with a fork, but mine isn't. So I'm going to use the warmth of my hands to kind of smush it together. My hands are clean, obviously. And then really simply take your pre-cooked baguette and slice diagonally. Diagonally? Did I say that right? I don't know. And just kind of cut through, but not all the way to the bottom. And space it about 1.5 inches apart, each slice. And just keep going until it looks like that. Not like a concertina effect. And then just simply take your garlic butter and stuff it in the crack. And as I said, there should be plenty here for 2 baguettes. And smoosh it in there, spread it out. Doesn't matter if you sort of get any on the top because it's all going to melt down anyway. And then simply take some foil, place your garlic bread in the middle and fold it up. And I would say stick that in for the last 10 minutes. I'd probably turn the oven down a touch because it might be too hot, because you're not going to need to cook anything. You're just warming the bread through and melting that lovely garlic butter. All right, let's get this out. Have a look. Oh, it smells delicious. I'm going to add some basil to that, but whilst the oven's still on, I've turned it down. Whack the baguette in, the garlic bread, and get your peepers on that, folks. Looks fit, doesn't it? And just to finish it off, I'm going to add some basil. Don't be fussy with it, just like tear it up. Get it straight in there. It's going to wilt down and kind of give its flavour to the sausages and all the juice of the veg. It'd be wonderful. And literally all that's left to do then is to get your garlic bread sliced, give it a final smoosh around, and that is ready to go. Look, we've just got to wait like 5 minutes for the garlic bread to finish, and it's ready to serve up. I mean, it's stone cold now, but that's what us YouTube cooks have to live with sometimes. We don't always get hot food. So there we go, a nice little Italian-inspired sausage tray bake. Made our own garlic bread as well, that was sort of cheats version. And you saw how easy that was. That took no time at all. The hardest part is the prep. Listen, I'm going to get off, but leave a comment down below as well. What is your favourite thing to do with sausages? You got any recipes that you want to share with me? You never know, I might make them on the channel. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you know someone that's struggling with money a bit, send them this recipe. It's a nice, cheap, easy little bang of this. But I'll see your gorgeous faces next time. Ta-ra for now.